Planet 13. In this video, we're going to be talking about Planet 13, one of Jeremy's big speculation stock that he is heavily invested into. Well, I don't know if he's heavily invested into it, but he promotes it like no tomorrow. He talks about it a lot. And, you know, as long as he's bullish and he promotes the stock, I don't think the stock would dip significantly unless we have a stock market crash, which in that case everything will drop. Because, you know, there was one time when he was promoting Planet 13 around here. This was the first time he promoted Planet 13. The stock popped all the way from $1.87 all the way up to $2.46, and because we had a stock market crash, the stock went all the way back down to $1 Canadian. Everyone was not paying attention to Planet 13, but if you did, you could have picked up and snapped some really good shares at $1.04 because it quickly rebounded back to $2 and something cents, and now it's at $3.75 because why? Because Jeremy is heavily promoting the company, causing a huge influx of shareholders and traders, and shareholders at the end of the day make up the price of the stock. So, you know, even if I'm bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter because a stock could be worth more than what its actual value is, simply because there is a big interest in shareholders, and because of Jeremy and his membership group and his YouTube channel, there's a lot of money flooding into Planet 13 right now. And I also believe that Planet 13 has its own shareholder base who are pretty wealthy, that is also contributing to the increase in share price. So let's quickly look at the share price right now. They are worth $523 million. So could Planet 13 be worth $1 billion? I think there's a possibility if management executes right and grows right. Someday in the future, we could see Planet 13 at $1 billion. It also depends on shareholder dilution too. It all depends on how management treats dilution. If management dilutes shareholders by a lot without significantly growing the company, then the share price might not move too much up higher and could still be worth $1 billion. So it all depends on the dilution of how management dilutes shareholders. So far, management doing pretty good job with diluting shareholders, in my opinion. So continuing forward, if the share price doubles to around $7, we could see Planet 13 at $1 billion in Canadian. For the US, it would be roughly $7 for $1 billion US. Right now, on the US side, is worth $392 million US, 259 million. Fully diluted is 392 million. So that's about another $600 million to the upside, which is roughly $6.50. So if you bought here and you gamble that, in the short term that Planet 13 can go up to $6, then yeah, you could double your money. But right here to me is kind of scary because we're basically at blue sky breakouts if the chart ever loads, because the last high was around $2.60. Right now, the stock price is sitting at $2.80. So yeah, it is potentially blue skies. And back here, the stock was also a lot less diluted than what it is right now because management gone through a series of capital raise and dilution to help the company grow bigger. Stock price don't reflect on what the company does. A company can be overvalued, undervalued, and it all depends on shareholders at the end of the day. So yeah, Jeremy talks about it a lot. He brings it up once in a while, and he talks really positively about the company. He made a video about his about his 1 million stock, and he mentions Planet 13 could be his next $1 million company stock. So yeah, I mean, it all depends on what, like, when you buy. Like, for Planet 13 to make you a millionaire, it all depends on how much you buy, where you buy it at, and where do you think the stock price or the share price will go in the future. That's how you determine where, if Planet 13 can make you a millionaire. So if you think Planet 13 could go to 10 US dollars, you would need roughly 100,000 shares to make $1 million off Planet 13. 100,000 shares would be roughly $200,000. Oh wait, about $280,000, I think. $281,000. So yeah, if you had $281,000 to invest in the Planet 13, if you think Planet 13 stock is going to $10 at these prices, then yeah. But the lower it goes, the better. Like, say if it goes back to $1.65, or even better if it went back to 80 cents, 70 cents. Yeah, you could easily become a millionaire off 70 cents, because 100,000 shares at 70 cents is like $70,000. And yeah, so yeah, it's the lower it goes, the easier it is to become a millionaire off Planet 13. It's all about buying, what price you buy it at. Will it go back to $1.71? It's always a possibility. If a stock market crash happened, I can see that scenario happening again, but we need some kind of significant catalyst for Planet 13 to move to the downside significantly. So as you can see, this is Jeremy's membership group, and as you can see, come join our 6 and 7 figure club. Obviously he has a lot of influence, because when he's bullish on something, these guys also could become bullish on the same company, and a lot of money will flood into Planet 13. And usually what Jeremy preaches is long-term holdings, so that could bring in a solid amount of base of shareholders that will keep the stock price from falling too much, unless the stock market crashes. So True Eve, this is another reason why Planet 13 is gaining a significant amount of shareholder interest, and not just including in Jeremy's channel, but because True Eve is at all-time high. And same with Kira, and same with Green Thumb Industries. They're kind of like, the leaders of the U.S. In the U.S. market right now, and they're at all-time highs. So yeah, big money right now is pushing into Planet 13 because of these big giant juggernauts. And you know what? At the end of the day, I always thought that the New York Stock Exchange matters and the Nasdaq matters, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to shareholders. Shareholders are the most important, and exchange don't matter. Exchange will only bring in smaller retail investors, not big money. Big money can trade on anything. Well, not anything, but yeah, basically the big money can buy anything they want. Nothing will stop them, because they have access to resources that normal retail investors do not. So yeah, so big money ultimately dictates these stock prices, because if we look at the market cap for Green Thumb Industries, 2.8, Curaleaf is 4.98, and True Eve is 2.4. So yeah, these are like big companies, and they are more valuable than a company like Aurora, which has a market cap of, I don't even know, like I think 1.1 billion or something, 1.15 billion. So yeah, but there's one more thing that I kind of wanted to bring up. So Aurora I bought Aurora back in the day, around December or something. I can't remember the exact date I bought it, but it was like sometime in like December, when the stock price was trading, well, after the reverse split, it was trading at like a roughly $2.30, and the market cap was around 900, like 800 and something $1 million. So it was close to $1 billion. And what did Aurora really have back then? They had one facility, and that was it. And they were worth 800 and something $1 million. Planet 13 right now has one facility and one dispensary in Nevada, and they're worth, you know, 392 million US dollars, and in Canadian they're worth $523 million. So could Planet 13 be worth more? Could Planet 13 stock get pumped to the upside in a big way? I think it could, but it would take some big catalyst like the legalization of the United States in order for that to happen, which, you know, it could be possible any day, but, you know, that's just my opinion. So what happened from here to here is Canopy got a deal with Constellation Brand, and big deal with Constellation Brand. I think like a $500 million deal with Constellation Brand, and then big money decides to flood into Aurora, which caused the stock price to go from roughly 2 something to, you know, $14. But right now, as you can see, it's trading at $128 because of the reverse split. But could Aurora ever go back to $100 and something dollars? Yes, but it would need some kind of major catalyst. I don't think positive earnings report or a new CEO would do that. I think you would have to wait for something like the legalization of Europe or Germany, or the legalization of the United States, in order for Aurora stock to pop to the upside in a massive way. But, you know, that is my opinion. And at the end of the day, retail investors don't make up the market cap. It's big money, because, you know, if retail investors had their say, they would want Aurora and Afria to go all the way back to its 52-week high. That's what they would have want. But at the end of the day, retail investors have no say in where the stock price goes. It's big money. If big money finds something exciting in Aurora, then yeah, it could get pushed up to all-time highs, but I think that would take a while. It takes some kind of major catalyst, or you know, maybe really good exciting earnings where they show significant amount of profits and revenue generation from the sales of the medical in Germany, and the sale of the sales of you know, in the Canadian market. If they could show really good revenue and profit generation, then yes, I think that, and a CEO like Elon Musk, yes, then short term it could go back to $100. But yeah, so let's look at Planet 13's earnings report. This was reported on June 1st, 2020, I believe. June 1st, 2020. This one right here. So let's just quickly look it up. I have it loaded up here. This is in US dollars. So as of June, ending on March 31st, 2020, the company has $14 million of cash, which is not bad. And so yeah, it's not bad. Total current assets of 24, total assets of 66, total liabilities of 24, and total shareholder equity of $41 million. See, $41 million shareholder equity. Their revenue generation was 17 million US dollars. Their gross profit was pretty good. Let's just pull out a calculator to figure out their gross profit. So 9 million divided by 16.8. So 9 divided by 16.8, which gives them roughly a 53.5% gross margin, which is okay. I mean, it's pretty good actually. It's better than like most MJ companies out there. So yeah, I would say it's pretty decent. If we take out they had $9 million of gross profit before biological asset. If we take out the sales and administration and sales and marketing, because depreciation and share-based compensation, these don't matter too much. It's about these expenses. So in theory, they made about $2 million of profit in US for the company. So is the company in under any financial distress? No. Is the company overvalued? Yes. But at the end of the day, the only reason why they're overvalued is because Jeremy is backing the company in a big way. If we look at a company similar to Liberal Health Science, which just reported earnings, they reported generally the same amount of revenue. They had a higher gross margin. They have more cash on their balance sheet. They're in Florida, which hasn't even legalized yet. So, and they are continuing to build retail stores, and they have access to more people than Planet 13. So, Liberal Health Science, in my opinion, is actually the better investment, simply because it hasn't had a significant amount of investors pumping the stock, and the value of it is 171 million, while Planet 13 is literally almost 3 times the value of Liberal Health Science on the Canadian side. Almost. Well, yeah, it's about 3 times actually, because 300 plus 300 400. Yeah, it's 3 times the value of Liberal Health Science if you do the math. So yeah, and on the US side is worth 127, while Planet 13 is worth 392 million. So yeah, Liberal Health Science, like, if Jeremy came out and was like, oh, Liberal Health Science is my new big investment, this 36-cent stock, you would see a huge influx of trading and a huge influx of shareholder money plummeting into Liberal Health Science, bringing the stock price up. Jeremy has a lot of power when it comes to people buying stocks, but I don't think Jeremy is going to promote Liberal Health Science. I mean, unless somebody pays him, because I don't. It's just weird to me that he suddenly promotes Planet 13 while there's so many companies out there. And he only specifically talks about this company. He doesn't talk about their competitors at all. He's just so biased on this one company, which is kind of weird to me. I mean, he could bring it up, Kira Leaf, True Eve, Green Thumb Industries, Cresco Labs. He could bring up those companies, but he doesn't. He only talks specifically about Planet 13 because he wants to essentially pump the stock. Why? Because he's a shareholder. Is it illegal? I don't know. He's doing it. So, I mean, obviously he's a shareholder, and, there's people in the past that talk about stocks positively, Midas Letter. So, and he discloses his shareholders. So, is he allowed? Yeah, he should be allowed to talk positively about it. And it's up to shareholders if they want to buy or not. So, and then we look about High Tide. High Tide, yeah, they're in Canada. They're not in the US. But, they just had their earnings not too long ago, and they are roughly making the same amount of revenue as Planet 13 and Planet 13 and Liberty Health Science. My apologies for that. And they made about an EBITDA positive of about $1.9 million. And the company is worth $34 million. And my assumption is, moving forward, this is just my assumption, but moving forward, I think High Tide will report consistent EBITDA positive with growth, because they, this earnings report didn't include CBD City. It also didn't include a significant amount of Ontario expansion. After this earnings report, I think they opened a few more retail stores in Ontario, and Ontario is a big market. So yeah, I think that High Tide, is severely undervalued, but because it's in Canada, and because they're in Canada, it's just shareholders are not interested in this company. But I think this one has a lot of potential. I'm just bringing it up because I'm a shareholder. I just think that this is significantly undervalued, but at the end of the day, shareholders make up what the value of a company is. But anyways, that's it for my video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for future updates and have a great day. Bye.